Welcome back to the Morning Update Show. And we're joined by our good friend, our buddy, our partner, Justin Carder, Capitol Hill Seattle Blog. How are you?
Happy Election Day.
Yeah,
Happy
happy
Election Day.
Election Day, Justin. Glad to have you with us.
Thanks for having me. What a big day. It's fun to be in this amazing theater and piece of history in Seattle and be able to be part of the show here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been with us to almost every studio. You know what I'm saying? That's our guy. So okay, I want to check in. We're gonna move quickly through a few things here. First of all, coming here to the Paramount this week, we want to talk about music, entertainment, nightlife, things that are going on in Seattle. We have an article that you wrote. They'll put up the overlay right now. But man, what's going on as far as clubs, vaccination? I heard Capitol Hill, you can't get into a lot of places without a vaccination card, huh?
Well, there's a lot of pent up energy and we see it on a Friday and Saturday night on the Hill. But right now, you'll want to bring something new along with your ID. You need to bring some kind of proof of vaccination for most of the bars. I keep seeing lists being published of all the spots, and they're not comprehensive. It's impossible to keep up. New venues every day are saying, yeah, we're joining in for now. You need to show proof of vaccination, or for a lot of places, proof that you've had a recent test, negative test for COVID-19.
How's that playing on the? I hardly ever go out, but I was up on the Hill on Friday, man. It felt like Mardi Gras up there. Like it was packed. There was a lot of energy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that much different. It gets pretty crazy up there, and I kind of think maybe they should have vaccination cards year round to kind of help keep things a little more calm and clean. But it's gone pretty well logistically. It definitely causes some backup at some spots. One of the things, though, that has been a big issue is around the country, there's a trolling effort against venues that are doing this. People are leaving fake reviews on Yelp and those kinds of services to criticize them over their decision to require vaccination proof. And that's been an issue. I'm hearing pretty good response from companies like Google and Yelp so far in cleaning that kind of thing up.
Well, I think it's important because right now it's not federally mandated, right? And so that's part of the issue that I feel like is playing out now with patrons. And now it's up to, these club venues and owners of certain spots to hold folks accountable when it isn't coming from the federal level. So what do you think about that and how you see it kind of, playing out over time?
No, it's a real testament to the community around Capitol Hill and the city's nightlife that they've responded in this way. It is definitely a response to the confusion. It's difficult for the bureaucracy of government to do these things around the pandemic. So I can understand sometimes why it can be hard to put a mandate out there. But yeah, the gap is being filled by the clubs and bars, the little guys. Even Harry's bar up on 15th Avenue East has to step up where the federal government has not.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the Hill was still active. I don't know.
Did you get turned away? Well, it sounded like you were in a long line. Where were you trying to go?
I'm not getting turned away. Let's be clear. Not on the Hill, man.
Hey, just next time, don't tell them that you know me.
Definitely won't do
Don't
that.
give the disclaimer.
All right. So something else that you wrote about here a few days ago, and I actually took the ranked choice voting that you had up there on CapitolHillSeattle.com. And it was kind of interesting how the results came out. Maybe you could tell people quickly what ranked choice voting is and what the results that you got.
Yeah, this is a dangerous thing to summarize because it's math and it gets complicated. But basically, the concept of ranked choice is instead of just voting for a candidate in an election, you rank the candidates. And that process then is measured out, and votes can be distributed then to multiple candidates from a voter. And that gives what advocates say is a broader, more in-depth system to choose candidates to go through. So in a 2-person primary like we're dealing with this summer, we did a demonstration of what it would be like to vote for mayor with ranked choice on the site. Completely unscientific, so it's all very biased by the fact that people are choosing to be part of it. So you can look, a lot of the campaigns are saying, hey, cool, we did well on this, but whatever. The real thing is to watch the demonstration of how ranked choice then plays out, because in this demonstration, the top vote getter in total gross votes doesn't end up going through because of the ranking system. Once other candidates are basically eliminated that didn't get enough votes to kind of qualify through in the rounds of ranked choice voting, their ballots, their top picks are removed and their underlying picks, the ranks on the vote that voters have submitted, then get distributed. And as that process plays out, candidates will rise in the rankings. And so actually the top 2 vote getters in the demonstration that we posted, they weren't the top vote getter just by the old-fashioned way of doing this.
It reminds me of the Electoral College, Justin. And I'm just saying.
I know.
I
And
mean,
then
do
my
we
nerdy
need to?
explanation does not sell
Well,
it.
I mean, do we really need to add more confusion already? I think that
There's a lot of
you
people
know, yeah,
pushing
it. Part of me understands wanting to keep it broad, and also wanting as a voter to showcase, well, you know, hey, I think that this person has some really cool points. I also think this person has some really cool points, and being able to be specific about it. But it may be hard for the regular, just everyday voter to understand when we already are having to push for people to be engaged in the process in the first place.
Yeah, no, I don't have a very good response to that. I can't defend it really from the confusion standpoint. It definitely adds a level of maybe unnecessary opacity to the whole thing that we don't really want. As far as the ability, though, to give candidates a different chance at going through and maybe better candidates, that I think has a lot of appeal. I think it's about, every system is going to be flawed, some more than others. We have one that we're comfortable with now, but there is an opportunity, I think, to make change, and maybe some folks that can do a better job even than I have tried to do to explain it. I think watching the demonstration and this kind of practice poll and these kind of surveys need to happen more here. It's still a long way from coming to the ballot. I think what we will see is probably an experiment. There'll probably be a test where it'll be a lesser race, and people will get a chance to see it play out.
Well, shout out to you guys for trying. Yeah,
Look, did I just ruin ranked choice voting in Seattle?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of energy behind it. I know council member Zaha Lies, a few people were behind it. We'll look more into it. All right, so you're up in D3, and that's our home district as well. Yes. And Sawant recall. Tell us quickly what's going on with that.
Yeah, the most exciting politics in District 3 are probably nothing to do with tonight's vote tally. It's the Recall Sawant campaigns. They're continuing to, as we said in the headline, duke it out. It's a battle over politics and strategy around who's going to collect the signatures to get this thing on the ballot. There's a big push from the Shama Solidarity people to say, hey, look, the recall folks do not want to be on the November general election ballot because they don't want as much turnout. Larger turnout would help Sawant. And the recall folks are in the position of saying that they are aware of these concerns, but are very they are very, very concerned, though, about when they submit their signatures running into the same problem that the Compassion Seattle initiative ran into, which is they just saw an unprecedented number of rejected signatures. And so the recall folks think they almost need to collect like twice as many as they need because of the number that are going to get thrown out.
Speaking of Compassion, and this wasn't one of your headlines here, but I saw a release yesterday that said that it's going to go onto the ballot now?
Sure. And actually, we did write about it this morning. The city council did a procedural vote on Monday that allows this initiative to now move to King County elections, which will likely place it on the November ballot. It had to have, I think, 30-something thousand signatures to qualify. They had to turn in literally twice that to get it. The Seattle Times reported that a lot of the signatures were from people outside of Seattle. It just has enthusiasm.
It's amazing how much compassion people outside of Seattle have for Seattle, huh?
And the compassion, the homelessness issue, they talk about it being a regional problem and a regional solution that never materializes. But it really is the number one issue, both in Seattle and also I think when people think of the city right now, it's our big problem to solve. Every mayoral candidate is going to be faced with it. It's a part of the job that I'm not sure really when they win, whoever comes out of this this primary, they're going to be on the hook for the city's problem that hasn't been solved for decades. Yeah. Good luck.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we know about city problems that haven't been solved.
Well, there's that too, right?
Plenty of issues for sure. Plenty. Yeah.
All right. Before we let you go, man, anything else from the Hill you want to share with us?
Sure. The big thing is that you still have time. We have one of the lowest turnouts of the 2000s shaping up for this primary. Primaries always have a lower turnout. 2015 was like really terrible in the 20s, 20%. We're going to be something around that, but you have time. We've got hours till 8 o'clock tonight.
We were at 35% last time in the primary. That's what Director Wise says. Don't be tardy for the party. We want to make sure and get your ballot in. And now the drop box is closed, I believe, at 8 p.m. And if you're mailing in, it needs to be postmarked. So don't just put it in the mailbox tonight or something. It has to be postmarked today.
And then bring your Vax card or a picture of it and head to a bar on Capitol Hill and celebrate.
Hey, we'll take you up on that.
If you can get in.
Justin Carder, Capitol Hill, Seattle Blog. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's
Thanks
good to be
for
here.
being with us,
Thank you.
Justin.